It's been so long since a Nigerian movie, a Nollywood movie, actually made me bawl my eyes out. And I mean literally bawl my eyes out. And for that, I say thank you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Viakada, and we are back finally. I've been stalling on what to shoot on my YouTube channel for a long time now. I even written on my Instagram stories talking about how difficult it is to actually make videos, long form videos on YouTube. I don't know why, maybe the editing process scared me. I mean, I've been editing long form videos, like it was a fun part for me, but suddenly I got scared of it, and I guess that's why I just dumped it aside. And I've been into the short form videos, TikTok shorts, Instagram reels. I think it has become a kind of a forte for me, but I'm trying to switch back to my long form videos because it was my first love. So I'm glad that I'm back. So welcome to another episode of Film Notes. Today we'll be talking about, drum rolls please, talking about Gangs of Lagos. And yes, this one was a trending movie on Twitter, on Instagram. It was just everywhere, and I knew that I have to watch it. And that's why I'm here to talk about the movie Gangs of Lagos that I have watched. So let's get right to it. So yeah, I've made some notes on my big brown book on this movie Gangs of Lagos. And yeah, before we get right into it, I want to just let you guys know that there will be spoilers. There will be spoilers. So you can run over to Amazon Prime Videos and go and watch it. 7 days for trial, you can watch the movie. I mean, you can do it, right? Or are you gonna go to who to go and watch it? I'm not guilt tripping you, I mean, we've all been there before. But so you can go watch it out on Amazon Prime Video. And yeah, if you don't care about spoilers like me, I really do not care about spoilers, you can stick with me to this video and let's talk about it. And if you watch this video, if you watch the movie, that is to say, you will definitely enjoy this video, and we can just talk more in the comment section below. So yeah, let's get right into it. I've made some notes and I want to discuss with you guys. And this video, I just want to talk about the true reflection of Gangs of Lagos, especially the current state of our country right now. I know it's gonna be a bit controversial, but not controversial because I'm not a controversial girl, but just talking about reflections of, I mean, it's a story, and of course it's going to reflect our society in some way, so why not talk about it while we're at it. Okay, first we're going to talk about the introduction. Let's introduce this movie, Gangs of Lagos. Gangs of Lagos was produced and directed by Jade Osiberu, and the cinematography which is where I am in awe of, like, oh, Nollywood is really changing the game. I mean, this one was by Muyiwa Oyedele, and man, the shot was just chef's kiss. And this was like the first original film by Amazon in Africa, and them did they understand the assignment. They were like, if it's going to be the first movie by Amazon Prime in Africa, then we're going to do it right. And did they do it right? They did it right, and I'm just here to just be in awe of the story, talk about everything. Let's go into the cinematography of this movie. Like I said, the cinematography / DOP was by Muyiwa Oyedele. I hope I got it here. Yeah, it's by Muyiwa Oyedele. And see, I've always complained, people that know me have always complained about Nollywood not really understanding the art of cinematography when telling stories. I mean, I've always been a big fan of K-dramas. I'm not going to be talking about K-dramas, fingers crossed, maybe I will, maybe I will not. But K-dramas have always been, as in, they understand the assignment when it comes to cinematography to carry their stories. And that's where I've been like having issues with Nollywood. Like, what's happening now? You guys should do something with your shots and angles and your wide shot. I mean, I've been learning a lot about filmmaking, so like, of course, if you hear something, you just know your girl is trying to get there, trying to write a story for Netflix or Amazon Prime. Anywhere they get me, that's where I'm running to. So like, I've been having this issue about it. Like, why can't they just tell stories, beautiful short stories, angles, everything, symbol. Give me something. And there was still the assignment this time. And I'm so proud of Nollywood. I am so proud. So now, the shots were just so beautiful. Like, I mean, I just need to make note of some powerful shot that just really got me. I was like, yes, you understood it, yes. Now the shots were okay. Like I said, they're going to be spoilers in this movie, so I'm talking based on we have watched this movie, so let's just about the movie. Or I'm talking based on I want you to watch this movie, so I'm going to tell you about all I know about this movie, and I'm not going to spoil the trailer for you. Get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, the scene where Oba's mom. No, guess right. It was just on the scene where Obam's mom came to take Oba away from Nini's home. Man, after she said that it's not a curse, and the angle of the shots, just above the shoulders of Nini and the door, and just her face zooming in as she laid that curse in Yoruba. Ah, God! And then when Nini gave that order, she stopped cursing the little boy and shut the door. And that was a lot. And the screenplay just knew how to flow with the angles and shot. And that was the last time he saw his mother again. Like, it does shot. Like, you just need to understand how powerful camera angles work and how they tell stories. I mean, that angle alone drew me into that movie. I like the sound engineering. And then the scene, another powerful scene, I actually enjoyed the shots, the way it transitioned from a high angle to a low angle when Ife's mom was giving that strong monologue in the church. That was where I understood my filmmaking lessons were just like, yeah, that's it. I know these shots. I learned about these shots. Okay, let me just explain the shots for you guys. So I'm really an excited person right now. I'm really excited about this movie. So when she was being vulnerable, crying about the state of what they did to her son, you could see the camera angle being like high angle shots, kind of showing you how the messiness, the word Isale Eko as a community has crumbled her spirit, and you could just see this, like it was more like this gigantic big this some kind of woman power, like she was just crying, begging, and then the transition to where she finally laid that curse in Igbo. Hey God, the Igbo girl in me was like, my sister Kupuya, say it out. And then the angle where she was more like the god, and she laid that curse on those who killed her son. You see that transition? That was like, now this is what I'm talking about when you use cinematography to tell the story. And I was like, yes. I know it's mediocre. I mean, like, but I'm just so excited when, or probably I'm not even noticing it, but I don't know. There's just a problem with the way Nollywood tells their story. They lack a bit of art in it. I don't know if it's just me, but there's just something about the artistic take when taking shots, and I'm like, do they really just tell stories and don't put into consideration costume, different things, but they really took their time this time. I know I've been ranting a bit about shots and angle, but I just needed to tell you guys about this. I'm going to talk about the plot, the character, and how it reflects our society. Just crumble them all and just tell the story, because I'm not going to be going scene by scene on the story itself. I'll just more talk about the characters and just explain what this movie is all about, and just make you go watch it. And if you've watched it, you just appreciate it more. So yeah, this story is about 3 people, Obalola, Gifts, and Ife, also Pana. Yeah, anytime I hear that Ife or Pana, I just feel my spirit breaking. I know people who have watched it understand. If you've not watched it, like I said, you can go and watch it now, because they're going to be spoilers. I'll say it again, right? So yeah, the young characters, the young child actors that they used in portraying Gift, Oba, and Ife were just like, I know we have actually had little issues with Nollywood child actors. Like, there's always some kind of I don't know if I'll call it robotic way they act. no offense, no offense to kids trying out there. But I mean, there are some talented child actresses and child actors out there, but there's just something about the generic robotic way children act in Hollywood movies, and it was a bit different this time around. I mean, the child actress and the child actors knew what they were doing. But although I felt kind of okay, that robotic thing that they come again, but they kind of controlled it and they were able to portray these characters very beautifully. Like you could just see there was something about their innocence being taken away, and that's what just gets me. In real life here, I mean Nigeria here, there has been a lot of pushback, controversy surrounding the movie. And I mean I don't see anything wrong with it. Probably because I'm not a Yoruba girl, specifically from Lagos or something like that based on the festival. But I mean it just tells you a story. I don't know why there has been a pushback about this movie. I don't even think it's because of what you all think it is about the your festival that they portrayed in the movie. Because I didn't even say it being portrayed like something evil. I saw it being as a kind of where evil decided to do something good and they turned it evil. And that's how I saw the story. This is something, a festival that is being celebrated to guide kings who have died, you know. It's a traditional, beautiful festival, and you can see evil still perpetrating through it. And that's how I saw the movie. But I don't know where, but I guess it's something much, much bigger because, like I said, Gangs of Lagos is a true reflection of what Nigeria is going through right now, especially even in Lagos. Like, it's a terrible thing. I mean, there are a lot of political dramas that have been out there, and you could just like, wow, this is what really happens. And that Lagos just made me boil the more because it just shows you that, wow, you can see the greediness of men, and you can see the good people who are trying to push back, and they can't just do it because it's like rottenness all over, like everywhere. I mean, take for example, Nini. Oh, Nini's character. And I was so happy to close my Taya. I mean, I watched Taya Big Brother Africa, so like I was so happy to see his face on the screen again. So yeah, I was a big fan. Hi. So Nini's character. Oh Lord. Okay, I think Nini for me was like a ray of sunshine for these children. I mean, in a sense, although I would say he was an anti-hero, I mean, this was the life he was brought up, but you could see that it was something he tried to resist. I mean, he even tried in his own little ways to resist evil. I mean, you could tell by his actions in the movie, whereby he went behind the Elenian, that owner of men, to return the bag back to the woman, tried to bring in these three children who were already running crazy, trying to turn into touts, brought them in and tried taking them to good schools. I mean, he was not their father. He adopted them, made them his family, decided to take them to one of the best schools too. You could see he didn't just enjoy the fact that this life was just what it was for them is in Isale Eko. He wanted more. He wanted more. He wanted out of that life. You could see there's so many examples if those that have watched the movie. Like, he just wanted out of the life and it just wasn't possible. And then you could you could just see when Nini's character finally died. Spoiler there, I have to tell you. It just broke something in the spirit of the community as a whole. Because even if the Nini was more like an anti-hero, because of course he was still could be a bad person, he was still, whether you like it or not, he was not also righteous character. He was a ray of sunshine in this community. The movie has a lot of gore, blood and gore, and it's also a slasher movie. This movie has a thing of taking you to a feel-good moment, leaving you at the top, there and there, and then suddenly dropping you down, just like that, and you just phew. Because from where everything was going well, and then you were like, oh God, yes, the future is bright for these kids, and then just killed the guy, slashed him, just butchered him. And then you could just see everything went downhill from there. I mean, their future, as in the parts that broke me was when the children, the young characters were kind of proclaiming what they wanted to be in the future. I wanted to be a CBN governor. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be a manager. You could just see the awe in them, and then it just went like that because of the greediness of one man, of two men in fact. But like I think Kazim as a story is what we're concentrating more in this part one, because trust me, there's going to be a part two, and I'm going to be seated well to watch it on Amazon Prime. So yeah, it just tells you how sad it is for a young person growing up in such a community. You just know that there's no way out. No matter how you think you're going to live, it's going to still suck you up dry. It's just so painful to watch. And then when they're all grown, you can just see like when I saw some part of the scene where some of them come to collect taxes in the market, I'm just like, wow, a true reflection of Nigeria. Because you go to the market and you see this young, vibrant men collecting taxes from taxi drivers, collecting illegal taxes from market women, and you just like, what the hell is the government doing? What are we really doing? And you just see it's a circle of it's just a bigger circle than we all can imagine. I mean, a particular dialogue where, or more like when Oba was narrating, telling us that even 10 years into, the people really there were still really there, even much older. And the part where Olurugun was like, he was tired of baking kings, he wanted to become king. It just like, I was just like, wow, with the recent politics, recent election and everything going on, and you could just imagine everything being played out, like, wow, story of my life as a Nigerian in politics. Isn't it wonderful? So yeah, it was kind of crazy watching the movie and just like seeing it right in front of your face, how it can be jarring. It can be jarring. I think that's what made, there's this pushback from Whosoho to just make this movie not go viral. And I'm glad it's good. That's why my friend, one of the reasons why it's gonna go viral, because I'm really talking about this movie every day. Yeah, go and watch it. Thanks for legacy. Because it's the true reflection of our society, and I want everybody to let it glare in your face. See it for what it is. Don't shy away from it. Finally, you're older, and this big antagonist character, Kazim, just, you realize he's a dream killer. He just killed their dreams, stopped them from going to school, and guess what? His own doctor, he sent her abroad. These politicians, you see, they ruined the country. And the family are not there to enjoy the rules of the country. They are somewhere else, far away from the real. Like, I mean, take for example the ASU strike, 9 months, a year. They are the children. Some of them, their school children are in private schools, expensive private schools. But their children are not in this country. The children are graduating. Meanwhile, we are suffering in the country. And you can just see it being played out as the character Kazim and his daughter Penny. You would think Tenny would have been part of their gang, their little gang of 3. You just realize that, yeah, she's just the same like her father. That scene where Oba and Tenny were having this talk about power and money, you just know that she just has her father's influence. And she's not, you think she might be ashamed of it, I don't think she is. Because where the car scene where they were talking about why they went shopping, and because of these assignments, spoiler there, Kazim did some, because of the new election coming over. There's this election war between these 2 aspirants, and Olurugun, which is, father godfather, he's coming out for this position, and there's this opposition, and they're trying to fight against it. And then for some reason, Kazim has to kill this other opposing gang leader, sort of London, and that's what caused the friction between these 2 gangs in Isale Eko. So that's like, you could just see it play out. And then you see, the funny thing now is Oba is like a very strong-hearted, sort of cold-hearted character in this movie. Although he's a protagonist of this story, he's still more of an anti-hero, whether you like it or not, because of course the story just tells you the stories of anti-heroes. There's really no good person there. It's just a matter of where your moral setting, or where the movie has kept us on, okay, where is your moral setting going to? There's not really a good or bad in this, more of a great characters, let's say. So yeah, Oba is this great character, and then you can see the pain. I mean, the people of Isale Eko, you see where they're suffering, you can see how the community is depreciated, no good roads. You can see how rotten it is to the core, and then you could see him taking away his daughter from that such place to protect his daughter and to give his daughter a good life, put her in Banana Island, like polar opposite of the community where she grew up in. Then when he had no sort of influence or power because he was not Elenian then. So you could see, and then you could see the surprise on Oba's face. And you could see, no matter if Penny was the love of his life, you could see the disgust for the whole family. Like the envy. It's a painful something, but the car that was there was where the tension was released, like it was just broken. There he said his mind. I mean, your father take young teenagers, young boys, throw them into the streets, ruin their lives, waste their lives. Meanwhile, his daughter is not there. They're not suffering anything. Takes money from the poor ones and feed you, stuff you up in abroad, and then you come back and I mean, that particular scene I was so happy. I was like, yes, tell her. I might be blinded by love and not see the truth glaring at him, but I'm glad he's such a good character. And I'm like, tell her. She needs to know the truth. She needs to know the truth. And you know what baffles me? I don't think it's a matter of she doesn't know what her father did. I think she knew and decided to be blind to it and just enjoy the life. I mean, her excuse is she didn't choose the life. I mean, did Pana choose his life? Did Giz choose her life? Did Oba choose his life? I mean, options were there for them to live, but your own father strappled on that future and elevated yours, and suddenly he's acting as your bodyguard. He's acting as a security man. Meanwhile, he has a family he needed to protect. And that was what got me, because Pana. See, there are scenes in this movie that made me bawl my eyes. The way they butchered my guy, Ify. I just felt this pain. I was like, no. And that was, I think Pana's death was like the death of it all. And you could see it being told in the narration from Oba. You could just tell that was the end for any of them's dream. Because, I mean, he was planning to live the life just as Nini was. I mean, he was planning to live the life. He was saving up money to go to San Francisco, be a tech bro, just leave everything behind and just move forward. But then Pana's death was like a rude awakening about what their life was going to be in Isale Eko. And damn, I cried. I mean, I don't know how they did it, but I cried so bad. I cried like I was bawling my tears at 12 midnight, because that was when I was watching that and I was just bawling my eyes. I was like, no, not Pana, not my Ify. And then the scene where the mother just gave that beautiful monologue. I was like, no. You see, the casting director did their work. They was like, we'll find these characters and we will get the right actors for these characters. And they did a good job. Because Chuma Chukwuka, she killed that role. She killed that role. And for the actress that acted as Oba's mom, oh my gosh, she's so popular. What's her name? How can I forget her name? Can I forget her name? Nope. I'm taking it out because I cannot forget her name. Oba's mom. I needed to get the name because she's also one of the pioneers of, the front runners of. If you know the political mess in Nigeria, you should know who this actresses are. And funny story is that some of the actresses too on that same Gangs of Lagos were also the opposition was also on the other side of the political messiness, and you could just see it them playing the part of what they chose, in real life, and it's just kind of baffling and laugh worthy. So I'm not trying to check the name of the actress so I could tell you her name because her name deserves an award. Iyabo Ojo. How can I forget my woman? Iyabo Ojo. What was coming to my head was her start name, Priscilla Ojo. So I just knew that this character and the person that played Kazim Olarotimi Fakoli. Perfect. Toby Bakare, Adesuwa, Chike, Bimbo Ademoye. In fact, the characters were just killing it. You just see how the story ends. And I just know that it's not going to really end well for any of the many characters, because I just know. I mean, I don't know if it's a foreshadowing in that scene where, like, one of my favorite scene, the door shutting on Oba's mom. That foreshadowing was just too strong to overlook. And I just hope somehow it has a good ending, a good story. I don't know. I know part 2 is going to be out soonest, who knows? But I don't know. There's just going to be a lot of messiness in part 2. Because I mean, Tenny is going to be friction between Tenny and 2 because, I mean, she saw them. I'm not going to do a lot of spoil, like I said. And I know it's going to be messy in part 2 because now my guy, Oba, is now the Eko. I mean, he's in that the lady. I don't really know what's happening, but I know he has some gang now behind him. I just know it's gonna be perfect, and I just know that Gangs of Lagos Part 2 is gonna be epic, and I'll be seated to watch it. So yeah, I know that the way I'm telling the story is not how you wanted to hear it, but I just knew that I needed to talk about it in the way I could talk about it without spoiling the movie, because I want you all to watch that movie. I want you all to watch. I don't want to tell you guys story by story about what happened, about what not happened. I just wanted to just highlight some of the parts of the movie that just got to me, and I needed to say it out, let you all know about it. Yes, and I'm happy that I did that, and I hope you guys will be available on next episode of Film Notes. And you guys should follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. I'll be starting my blog soon. On Twitter, I tweet a lot, especially K-dramas. If you want to know about the K-dramas I'm watching, there are a lot of things going on in my life right now, and it's been overwhelming and satisfying at the same time. So you guys should follow me up, and I'll be posting consistently on YouTube from now on. Fingers crossed. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.